So it rained last night, and I went out and picked probably this basket full of dandelions this morning before they got too hot, and I put them on the dehydrator. You just want the heads, but I leave the little green things on when I'm dehydrating them. You need to end up with 4 cups for the salve, but you don't want all the water content. So I'm going to try these in the dehydrator for a little while. So I've got them in, and I put it at 95 for herbs and flowers. And I'm going to leave it for, 4 or 5 hours, I think. And then we'll check it. And I'll be back when I've checked it. Now my dehydrator has been running for the dandelions for probably 6 hours. And they're not dry. So I've turned it up to 135. Right there. 135 to the fruits and vegetables. It's so humid that basically they're barely dry at all. And I need these dry in the next couple hours before they turn to fluff on me. So let's see what happens. I've never tried this before, but it should work. Okay, so I dehydrated the dandelions on 95 for probably 8 hours, but it was so muggy they were still almost fresh picked. So I turned it up to 135 for 2 hours, and then I turned it down to 118. I had to look because I'm taking it off. And they're dry. You have to be careful. Dandelions turn to fluff fairly easily. So I'm going to fill a jar with 4 cups, and we'll be right back. Okay, I have 4 cups of dandelions. Now, we just put the oil in. And the reason I dried them is they contain a lot of water. And you don't want bits and a lot of water in your salve. So taking out some of the water is the best way I could think of to keep it from going gooey like. So basically now we just fill the rest of this with olive oil. So let me get this full and I'll get back to you. So I ended up with 2 quart jars full of dandelions, the dried ones, and I filled them with the olive oil. And now we're going to make an infusion. Now there are 2 ways to make an infusion. The quick way and the slow way. The quick way is not always the best way. But I haven't tried this yet, and I'm going to do one of each. So this jar is going to sit in the sun for 4 to 6 weeks. Let the sun do the work. And this jar is going to go into a pan of water. So I've got a pan of water with a tea towel in it, because I don't want my jar to sit directly on the bottom. And I'm going to set my jar in it, top off. And I'm going to turn this on probably just above medium, over here on 6. Put it on 7. And we're going to heat this up until just before it boils. And then we're going to leave it until it cools. I just wanted to do a quick reminder. Never let your glass jars sit on the bottom of the pan. Chances are they'll break and you'll have a mess everywhere. This is a jar full of oil. That would be a glassy mess of oil to clean up, and it would be very hot. Okay, we have steam coming off it, and there were some small bubbles coming out of the sides of the cloth. And remember, we don't want to boil this. So I'm gonna say that's done. and let it cool from there. Okay, quick update on the Dandylion Salve. This is cooled now to room temperature. I'm going to dry it off and stick it in a cabinet for a couple days. So, we'll see. After that, when it's strained, it's immediately usable for body massage oil with painkiller properties. I'm hoping that this will cut down on the ibuprofen I have to take for my knee pain, because I tore my knee up when I was 12, and now I'm quite a bit older, and the ligaments took 2 months to heal back then, and probably actually longer, but I was young and foolish and rushed it and didn't do what I was told, like most children. And now that I'm older, it aches sometimes. And I take ibuprofen, and it's not good for you to take a lot of chemicals. So I'm hoping this will naturally cut down on that. So this is going in the cabinet for 2 days, maybe a week. I got to find some beeswax for the next part of the process. The other one is marked long, and it's sitting in a window that gets full sun all day long, and that's going to take 4 to 6 weeks. I'll probably push the 6 weeks, and then I'll do an update on that one. But we'll work with this one right now.